Welcome back live, everyone, to the Palms Casino and Resort. PBC on Spike rolls on with a super welterweight bout. Two undefeated fighters. Chris Pearson, Eric Walker, both fascinating stories will develop through the night. Few pounds advantage for Pearson, weighing in at 156. Walker at 153. Both men stand 5 feet 10 inches tall. Slight reach advantage towards Walker. Let's meet the fighters now.
Premier Boxing Champions now moves to the super welterweight division, scheduled for 8 rounds. Introducing the red corner first. He wears the black and white. His professional record undefeated at 11-0, 6 wins. Coming by way of knockout from Plaquemine, Louisiana. Introducing Eric Babyface, the Assassin Walker. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears the red and white. As a professional, he's undefeated, 16-0, 11 victories coming by way of knockout from Dayton, Ohio, Chris Young King Pearson. The referee in charge of the action, Robert Bird.
Okay, gentlemen, you had your instructions in the dressing room. The only thing I'm gonna remind you of now, when you hear me say stop, what that means is stop whatever you're doing. Give me a clean break. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Anything on the belt here is good. Anything on the belt here is good. Gentlemen, let's do this.
Okay, 16-0, Chris Pearson. 11-0, Eric Walker. Super welterweights trying to make a statement in their division. And let's do it.
Oh. Getting aggressive early.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a prediction. Somebody old gotta go.
Way to hedge your bets, dude. I got a prediction. Someone will box tonight. It's a safe one, too.
So Chris Pearson dove out with that kind of a wild right hand there to start the fight. Made you exclaim there, Jimmy, but hadn't really followed it up with anything since. Pearson told us in the fighter meeting, I don't want to let this guy get any confidence early.
Too late.
Yep. Not a usual first punch, that leaping left hook.
Yeah.
Sorry, right hook in that case.
I mean, win, lose, or draw, man. You got to really root for a guy like Eric Walker Jr. has gone through so many adversities, so much adversity. He got a fan in me.
Yeah. That is no accidental slip, calling him Eric Johnson for you fights fans who check various databases online. His name has been Eric Johnson. That's his mother's name. His father's name is the name he's always wanted to have. There was a mistake with his birth certificate. He officially, legally changed it to Eric Walker and will be known as that going forward. He has a couple kids of his own now. Says he wants them to carry on the father's name. So Eric Walker it is.
He's also the guy who's punching. Also known as that.
Oh, Scott Coker with a tweet there, Jimmy.
My boss watching boxing. Love it.
Happy holidays to you, Scott.
Oh, man, good right hand. That woke Pearson up. If Pearson didn't realize he was in a fight, he knows it now.
I don't think he realized he was in there with the guy that had the ability like Eric Walker Jr.
He said, I'm going to be in his face. He's not going to have any confidence. Well, guess what? Walker's throwing with confidence right now.
And this is the difference from a guy that has gone through as much as Eric Walker Jr. has gone through. He's not playing any games. He understands what's at stake for his life and his career with the win tonight.
Stop, break.
This guy couldn't, because of prison, start until comparatively late. He can't waste time in there. He's got to get his career going.
As Dana touched on his backstory, 1999, convicted of armed robbery, doesn't make any excuses, said he was hanging with terrible people, making terrible decisions, sentenced to 16 years, served 13 years, 3 months, and 6 days. He counted them out for us there in our fighter meeting. Came out, says now it's all going forward, said it was God's plan now for him to be an example to other guys that could be making bad choices as teenagers, or his friends, former inmates, current inmates who are still incarcerated.
He said they'll be watching tonight. They're watching him have a great first round.
And I'll even echo that, guys, that, this is an example. That is not an excuse for failure. None at all.
Eric Walker jumping out to an early lead in round one. Stiff right hand.
Seconds out, mouthpiece. Mouthpiece.
In between rounds, Chris Pearson's corner disappointed with the lack of jabs from their fighter wearing the red and white trunks.
You have an aggressive fighter in front of you, throwing combinations, throwing with confidence, put the jab in his face, disrupt his rhythm. Pearson didn't do that in round number one.
Not at all. It seemed like I said, it was just a slow start, and he wasn't ready for a fast first round like that.
Fans relive the best moments of the year in the cage before the fighters go toe-to-toe in Tokyo. It's the Best of Bellator MMA 2015. Friday, December 31st, New Year's Eve morning, 9 a.m., followed by Breakfast with Feodor, 10 a.m. on Spike. Boy, Walker, I don't know, you guys tell me how much he's exposing himself as he throws these big shots, but he's trying for everything within the first round and a half.
He's throwing wide punches, has his hands low. He might pay for it eventually. But right now, he's throwing with confidence.
Yeah, he's fighting with purpose. And again, like I said, he's a very fast-paced fight right now. It's only 8 rounds, but to keep this pace up,
It's hard to do that for 3 or 4 rounds.
most definitely.
Once you get out, once you get out.
Find an amateur pace.
Uppercut, snap back Walker's head, but now Walker with his opponent against the ropes. Pearson content to stay there. Walker looking.
That's it. You got to put some work downstairs when you got your man on the rope.
That's something Walker has done well from the beginning. He's working the ribs. Both guys committed to the body.
A very busy fighter. Walker is very busy. I see a lot of winging and some slaps in there getting in there also, so he's going to have to tighten that up a little bit.
But on the flip side, he's throwing from kind of funky angles, turning his punches over strangely with that reach. So a lot of them doesn't look like Pearson can see. You know, it can be a detriment. They're a little slappy, but they're also coming in at weird angles, and Pearson can't see them coming.
Yeah, the weird angles definitely. But he's not putting his body behind those shots. It's not, he's not putting the body behind the shot, delivering with the power that he should. So a lot more arm punch is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the tongue comes out on Pearson, and you can see some redness and swelling on the right side of Pearson's face and forehead.
No.
Push down. Now give it to Eric Walker, mostly the aggressor through 2 rounds.
Good body shot.
Walker working downstairs against Pearson, loading up for the uppercut. Super welterweights, Chris Pearson, Eric Walker. Waiting for Robert Bird, our referee, to bring him to the center to start round number 3.
That's when a wild shot cost him.
There it is. Open it up. Pearson was able to land. CompuBox has the percentage close, but the volume all towards Walker through 2 rounds.
Question like Antonio said, can you keep that up for 8 rounds? Because both guys are putting money in the bank. They're investing in the body shots. That'll slow a guy down. That'll take the sting off of his punches. Great way to slow down a busy fighter.
Hey, come here. This and this will stop right now. Let's go.
You like that warning there, Antonio?
He's in control. Great warning.
Some people in the crowd hushed too, I think, during that. It was like, respect. When he got out of the crowd.
He said stop, I was like, yes, sir. Yeah, I stopped talking.
Well, Walker ate a right hand.
You're going to see a lot of those chippy moments because both guys are so busy. Both guys are so angry. You're going to see elbows and heads colliding. It's the nature of this kind of fight.
Now Pearson trying to find his range. Walker was in the corner for a moment, but fights his way back out.
Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful combination.
And angle afterwards.
Beautiful angle as well.
Most of this fight from the waist up, not a ton of footwork by either guy.
That's something they can improve on. But I tell you, it doesn't matter where you learn the sweet science at. If you learn it correctly, you're going to be a heck of a fighter.
Watch your head, guys. Watch your head.
You notice Walker's always first, and he's always last. He fire backs after Pearson throws his combination. And that's something good that every young fighter out there should learn.
Good coach will tell you, never let him hit you for free. He's got to pay. You hit him back. You'd be the last one to throw.
Walker seems to have Pearson in a little bit of trouble. Pearson off balance, but loads up for an exchange, back downstairs and up to the right.
And you said the correct word, load up. You gotta just let it flow. Let it flow.
It's a nice little fight, guys.
It is.
Excellent. Ooh, as it should be with two guys with these records, right at that cusp of their career when they can break out.
And you know they're gonna fight to the end because, hey, nobody wants to lose that. Oh, like I said before.
Pearson and Walker going to the fourth. Everyone gets nostalgic around the holidays. We're going to be looking back over the course of this 3-hour broadcast at some of the great PBC on Spike moments. How about 2 months ago? Andrew Fonfara, Nathan Cleverly. CompuBox says they have never seen a light heavyweight fight with more punches thrown or landed by these two warriors. Fonfara took that fight that night, and it is a candidate, guys, for Fight of the Year.
It was human rock'em sock'em robots, the only way you can describe it.
There you go. Tomorrow night on NBC Sports Network, it's the best of PBC 2015. Find out the knockout of the year, the round of the year, the fight of the year, newcomer of the year, and the fighter of the year. Check your local listings on NBC Sports Network.
Little warning for pushing and spinning by Walker. I'm seeing great footwork when he's done with his combinations. He steps off to the side.
Yeah, I didn't see any foul there because all he did is spin the guy. He moved him with his elbow. I tell you, by my scorecard, it's only an 8-round fight. Pearson may be in the need of a knockout. If he loses, I get this round and in the next round.
Right, exactly.
Let him up.
Mathematically, he won't be able to win this fight.
Exactly.
Strategically, a lot of changes under a 12-round, 10-round fight, but you don't have time to make up a slow start. Definitely Pearson got off to a slow start.
Our unofficial scorekeeper has it 2 rounds to 1. Walker.
Whoa. Stop. Watch your heads, both of you. Watch your heads. Let's go.
And there is Marcos Villegas' scorecard, 29-28.
Sometimes you see it with a slick boxer, with an educated boxer. It takes them a second for the corner to go, hey, you're in a fight right now. You're in a fight. This is not, this is not a sparring session. You need to wake up, and Pearson needs to have that moment because right now he's out-volumed, outlanded by Walker so far.
Well, you got to give your fighter a chance. The first round is his round. Second round, you got to, start making some adjustments.
Definitely a cut or some heavy damage over the right eyebrow.
Oh, good right
head
hurt.
of Pearson, who is in trouble here. Off balance. Walker loads up. Misses with a left.
Go to the
and
body,
right.
man.
Can he land a clean shot here?
Body.
They are right in front of us. Antonio Tarver playing the coach.
Show me something.
Bird calls for Pearson to fight back.
To show me
he does
something.
throw a couple of punches, but he's in trouble. The legs wobbling. Walker sensing it. Pearson backs away to gather himself.
Get something to the body. There you go.
Walker, though, might have spent a lot of energy throwing those punches. I think he needs a second to recharge as well.
Last 3 punches had nothing on it, but those legs are still wobbly for Pearson.
Oh, nice uppercut.
He has to show guts here. He's a right uppercut, a left uppercut. Lands. Pearson comes off the rope suddenly and looks like he's regained his balance. Tremendous action at the end of round number 4. 2 super welterweights getting after it. Woo! Pearson. Man, guys, did he come off of the ropes there with about 12 seconds left, and he threw a couple at Walker?
I think that was, I am getting back in this fight. This punch has to land. He came off those ropes with some energy.
He did. And I think Walker got hurt right at the end of that round.
I think so as well.
We just, sometimes it looks like it's one way, and this sport can produce guys who can summon something at a moment. Amazing to watch. Okay, the exchange here again, guys, that put Pearson in trouble. Ooh, the right hand. Pearson's eyeballs went up to Henderson, Nevada on that one.
And I think...
Look at the legs, look gone at that moment.
I think if Walker had had a little more energy right in the middle, he could have finished his fight or at least gotten a knockdown.
And that's why the body punching is so effective. It takes your legs away from you.
Pearson has only been knocked down twice in his professional career. Walker has never been knocked down. See if they'll pick up the pace that they had at the end of round 4. Here to begin 5.
And guys, go ahead.
Now you still have to respect the power shots of Pearson. He may be hurt, but man, he's slinging hard.
Okay, the legs back on Pearson as best you can tell, guys.
Pearson is getting tattooed right now.
Oh.
I tell you, I'm waiting on Walker to slow down, but this just might be his tempo.
Some of those by Walker are just slaps at this point. He may have, like you said, he finds a couple of punches, and then it doesn't look like he could put 5 or 6 together just yet. But has he accumulated enough?
And that's the issue, is that with the arm punches he's been throwing, those are tiring. You're not using your hips, not using your legs as much as your shoulders and your arms.
And I tell you what, if Pearson get a little bit more aggressive and confidence, and Walker falls off a little bit, he could be in trouble in the later end of this fight.
Exactly.
The later part of this fight.
Now Pearson pressing against the ropes.
I think Pearson still has his power.
Yeah.
And I think Walker's power right now is fading.
It's a question we asked in the opening round. Can you keep this pace for 8 rounds? Walker has to do it, because Pearson answering back with power punches for sure.
Pearson just standing up a little bit too straight, and every time Walker is countering back, he thinks Walker's not going to throw, but he comes right back.
Oh, just missed with the left hand that Walker was exposed to. Yeah, we see you fans on the bottom of the screen. You're watching Second Screen on Twitter, on Instagram, all the social media platforms. Use that hashtag PBC on Spike, @SpikeTV. Tag us.
Here comes Pearson.
Uh-oh, Pearson. 3 right hands in a row landed. Walker now in a little bit of trouble. 2 men getting exhausted here in round number 5, scheduled for 8.
This is where Walker needs to use his legs, stay off the ropes, cut the angles. Buy himself a little bit of time with his footwork, just like that.
Beautiful.
Oh, right hand. Pearson's head snaps back. It has the feel that if one guy can connect with something full, it could end.
And it feels like Pearson is close.
Yeah, it feels like either guy.
One punch away from turning it all around.
Walker's hands down, and he's at distance, but down around the hips here. Nice fight. A little bit more of the action in round number 5. The super welterweights throwing at each other. Boy, the Pearl Theater at the Palms Casino and Resort getting a treat here. The second of our 4 fights, turning into a nice one. Chris Pearson, Eric Walker.
Beautiful combination.
Both scoring, both coming to our eyes within a hair of a knockdown. Hasn't been a knockdown yet. Feels like there could be one at any moment.
You're 6, Chris, 6.
Interesting fight to score, I am sure. Our PBC historian, Marcos Villegas, tasked with that. Marcos, how do you see it?
Scott, looks like Christmas came early for us over here in Las Vegas. Great fight, but really, really close. There's a lot of shots being landed by Walker, but a lot of those shots are being blocked as well. So you never know how the judges are going to see it. So far, I have it 49-46, Walker.
More action to come. Marcos, thank you.
Again, a lot of time, I'm seeing fighters are close enough to establish a jab, but they just won't do it. They rather land the big left hand.
Oh, the left hand hits Walker full.
It'll be Walker's turn to see how he can handle a punch.
There you go. His legs still look solid at this moment.
Yeah, Walker's focused, man, and he's fighting for a bigger purpose here tonight, and you can see that. I mean, he's fighting for a lot of people. A lot of people are watching him and want him to do well.
He's determined, that's for sure.
Hey, at Flynn Jameson, we hear you from our galaxy, very close to you. This is better than Star Wars.
That's a bold statement.
These are the super welterweights you're looking for.
That left hand of Walker is getting dangerously low. He's touching his ankles.
Boy, Walker with 166 to 66 punches landed according to CompuBox. Both men accurate right at the same pace. About a third of their punches finding home. Two undefeated fighters, guys. Their future in front of them.
Like Marcos said, a lot of Walker's punches a little bit slappy, a little bit on the outside. Yep. Pearson's a little bit harder, straighter, really digging with his punches. So it depends on how the judges see this.
I mean, every now and again, yeah, Pearce has him a run. He lands some solid shots. But overall, Eric Walker Jr. is outworking Pearson.
His activity level is just higher.
Round after round.
Let him go, Chris. Punch it out. Punch it out.
We do not need our entire seats at ringside. Everybody's on the edge of their seat because those guys are landing big punches.
Walker went off balance there. I couldn't tell if it was from a punch or not, but the two fighters feel a little bit of energy at the end of the round. Boy, nice action between these two. Pearson with the best punch of the round, the left hand that got Floyd Mayweather out of his seat. Chris Pearson in the red and white trunks, a man in whom Floyd Mayweather has trusted to put his name and backing behind. In the white and black trunks, Eric Walker, 13 years in prison and now out. Both fighters undefeated in the professional ranks. The super welterweights battle into the 7th round of a fight scheduled for 8.
Both these guys relying on their power punches, champ.
Not both.
Who do you think has the better jab so far?
Well, definitely Walker's been working his jab much better, combination punches, and that's why I have him winning a close fight because I gave Pearson the last round.
Push.
And again, I believe if anyone's going to be able to hurt any one of these fighters with one punch, I think it's Pearson.
Bellator fans, welterweight contenders are on a collision course for an epic rematch. But first, Josh Koscheck has to win his Bellator debut against Matt Secor. Longtime rival Paul Daly battles Andy Urick. It's Bellator MMA Friday, January 29th, 9 o'clock, live on Spike.
As Walker's volume is coming down in these later rounds, Pearson is the one trying to land the punches, trying to get back into the fight. Walker not throwing like he did in the early part of the fight.
No, he's not. But one thing Pearson is doing, he's one and done. It's no combination punches. One and done.
Marcos Villegas, 58-56. As Walker lands 2 uppercuts with the left and the right. He tries 2 more and misses with those. Pearson stands in the middle of the ring and throws back. Crowd loving the action.
That's the difference. That's the difference. Combination punches.
Oh, good left hand. And Pearson, though, to his credit, not backing down, staying in the pocket.
I think he still has that one-punch power that can hurt Walker and change this fight around. But right now, it's all Walker.
Because he's throwing in volume, throwing combinations. Both guys, it's Walker playing to his strengths so far.
You know, the memory of those 2 uppercuts is as Pearson comes back with a short right hand that snapped Walker's head to the side. I was going to say that Walker, after feeling those 2 uppercuts, threw a handful more. He hasn't landed more since that. Midway through the 7th round. Coming down to the final 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Walker's in great shape. If you can take a punch like that and recover that quick, you're in terrific shape.
I'll tell you what, guys. This fight deserves to go to the 8th and final round. Pearson and Walker giving and getting the uppercut and effective punch for Walker midway through the last round. Landing there with the right and then the left. Once you feel good about it, though, you might throw it too much, and it exposes him to the short right. We go to the 8th and final round. Let's just appreciate this super welterweight bout.
Some telling advice in between rounds by Pearson's corner. They said, you have to finish him in this round. They believe he's behind.
Yeah, and I'll give Al Mitchell, my Olympic teammate, my Olympic coach, credit, because he's brutally honest with his fighter.
Our unofficial scorekeeper says that Pearson needs a knockout to win this fight.
Pearson keeps looking up at the screens. He's got to keep his eyes on Walker.
He saw the scoreboard.
There are 2 large screens hung here in the theater that obviously play the action on a video screen, but it also shows the fighters the round and the time remaining in the round. Not sure why you would peek at it 30 seconds into a round. It appeared that's what he was doing. Pearson doesn't want the clinch here and exaggerates the movement to get Bird to break him up.
Walker fighting like a veteran who's ahead. He's landing some punches, then he clinches. He lands some punches, then he backs off. He's trying to ice around without eating a counter shot. He believes he's ahead.
That's smart, but he's still in there fighting.
Yeah, he is. He's clinching a lot more than he did earlier on in the fight.
And for a guy that should feel like he's in control of this fight, he's not leaving anything in the judge's hand. He wants to finish this 8th and final round strong, just like he started.
We agree with you there, Ricky Red. The fans are winning this fight. Walker throwing again. Pearson able to dodge those shots. Guys, 90 seconds remaining, under 90 seconds remaining. Who's done the road work? Who has the guts? Who has the mentality to summon something to close this one out?
That's the question. You know these guys have physical gifts. They both train. They both did their road work. Who's got the heart for this final minute?
There's no doubt that both of these fighters has heart.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that, hey, it's a crossroads fight. We knew coming in somebody was going to lose tonight, and that was going to take their undefeated record. And if it's going to go, let it go like this.
Final minute.
Both these guys gained fans tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah. Seconds remaining. The applause comes from the crowd.
Now this is what Walker shouldn't be doing, because it gives Pearson a chance here.
Can't take the dog out of the fight. He wants to throw.
Pearson, Walker, undefeated. They go the distance. As entertaining as a fight without a knockdown can get, ladies and gentlemen. Floyd Mayweather appreciates it. The corners appreciate it. Who won? You'll find out next. Back live in Las Vegas. The official announcement to come, but Chris Pearson and Eric Walker, safe to say they just both fought the toughest fight of their professional lives, AT.
And you know, it says a lot of times when you're in sports that there's no loser tonight. There's no loser tonight. We want to see both of these guys back.
Well, it is a shame that someone has to take a loss. That's the
Officially.
sport. Well, maybe not. Maybe they see it split even. Scorecards being tabulated. We will find out in just a moment. CompuBox has it this way. punches thrown, much more active, as all of us indicated throughout the fight. Eric Walker, more landed, almost double, in fact, more than double on both of those statistical categories. Did the judges see it that way? How about the power shots as well? Let's get the official scorecards with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 ringside judges. Your first judge, Kermit Bayless, scores the fight 79-71. Judge Lisa Giampa sees it 80-72. And Judge Max DeLuca scores the fight 78-74. All see it for the winner by unanimous decision. Eric Babyface, the Assassin Walker.
A man who spent 13 years in prison, came out, very active in his pro career, undefeated, building momentum, just wins the biggest fight of his life to this point.